weekend. Happy Sunday. Happy fun day. Another episode of Vertical Propaganda. There's a lot of stuff I want to talk about. Hopefully you can get, usually streams are pretty short. I'm interested in seeing what would happen if I could extend the stream a couple hours with that, and maybe we'll stop these vertical streams if they're not really getting people to come in. That's the whole point of them. We got a lot to talk about, a lot of stuff I want to talk about, but there is a central theme. Hey, Cotton. Hey, Central Dildo. Pause. You hear that new Rob? You know what? Since you're here, I'll start with that. You hear that new Rob Marciano and Premiere joint? And I finally heard the clips, and that shit's hard. Pause. But hey, Richard, appreciate you being here. The gang's all here. All we missing is Nas as far as the pillars of the channel. Appreciate y'all being here. But I'll start with that. And it's just that, man, some people you'll never make happy. I thought that shit was cold as fuck. I thought that project would rock. And I do have a Discord. Y'all salute each other. Oh, man, I don't know if somebody has the link. I think Richard's in it. If you have the link, you can toss it in there. And actually, I think you used to have access to the Discord. It's the same one. I haven't changed it. I thought you used to have access to it, Cotton, back when you was whoop. Yeah, it's always cool to see Central. You ain't always around, but it's cool. You got a life to live and be busy. But yeah, I'm seeing a lot of people really get down on DJ Premier, and I'm like, I don't hear what y'all hear, man. To me, the production was fine. I had no issues whatsoever with DJ Premier's production. None. No, I thought it was good. I thought it was nice and varied, and yeah, I don't know what you want, but no, that's the thing. I do know what you want. Do the links not work on the verticals? Oh shit. Okay. That sucks. But I do know what people want. People want to hear the sound of a sample and those drums in particular. They want to hear those drums come from an MP60 or MP3000, whichever one he was using, going through a console, getting maybe some compression on it, and hitting tape and being distorted on tape, and them listening to tape so it can sound exactly like it sounded in the 90s. And it's like, motherfucker, it's not going to sound like that. People, it's worse than getting attention. If it was just getting attention, that's normal. But these people really want DJ Premier to sound exactly like he did in 99 with Gangsta. They really want that exact sound. It's one of those rare cases people usually, because I'm not going to worry about these mixes. Like, these mixes are not going to be A1, right? I'm mixing it and I'm just rocking with it. I'm thugging it out here. I'm hearing shitty mixes and I'm hearing motherfuckers with 10,000 plus subs on Instagram, and they not mixing that shit. So it's like, what the fuck am I doing? I need to stop wasting time. But I don't either. That's my thing. Or they want to be, in this case, it's not a drill beat. It's the old head shit. It's old heads being old heads. Well, I would say the youth do, because that's another can of worm, this idea, because, I would say with Raekwon, and now you got Ghostface coming out, and this tape I was just talking about, Rob Marciano, and Clips, and Alfredo, Bodie James, all these different artists have been coming out and dropping recently, and it's not really the most mainstream artists. And I think a lot of the younger fans, actually going back to what Richard said, they do want a basic drill beat. So you're seeing this kind of clash. And I'm not even saying older fans and younger fans, because as we know, there's the last ninja in the club. Old heads still like young stuff, and we know it's young people that like old stuff. But it's a clash where right now the dominant names in rap, because y'all mainstream TD boppers wanted Kendrick and Drake to be their gods. They haven't really dropped recently. So right now what's hot is the Clips or Alfredo or Rock Marciano or a lot of the underground, more less either underground or more lyrical rap. And so we are seeing that. That is a thing where kids who maybe never heard of these artists because they're popping, they're getting them on their they're getting them on their For You page or their front page, whatever, and they are having a backlash because it's not a drill beat. But yeah, that's what it is. That old head real hip hop shit with Premier, and it's like, nah, man, this shit is good. He's good, man. I wouldn't change shit. I mean, I heard reviews and my expectations had got so low. And I'm like, this was a cold ass tape, and it was the production, and it was both. It was both the production and the verses. It's another cold tape from Rob Marciano. I don't see what the problem is. I don't see the problem at all. Like, I can't hear it. Yeah, the Afro beats are just huge right now. To the Jersey Club beats. I don't know if I know what a Jersey Club beat is. I know what a Milwaukee beat is now, which is similar to a Detroit beat, but it just got that clap breakdown, basically. But I've been hearing the Milwaukee beats, but I haven't heard the Jersey stuff. But I know the Afro beat is like the biggest shit in the world right now. Don't listen to a new rap song last 2 or 3 years. If you like a certain style of hip hop, you missing out on stuff. If you're mainstream, I mean, I can't imagine you're missing out on much. You know what I'm saying? You know, Future Gunner's coming out with a new project. And I don't hate mainstream hip hop. I'm not that much of an old head. I can listen to some Future. I'll listen to when Future and Metro Boomin have a project together. I'll usually listen to something like that. Or I tried to listen to some of this young boy. I think it was just like, okay, I'm not that young. It ain't for me. I'm not gonna knock the youth. I want people to make the music they make. That Clips is exceptional. I will not lie. Like a drill sergeant listless. No, hey, appreciate you being here, and sorry if I missed anyone else showing up. Rambling about hip hop. Suburban kids rapping about your life experience. I feel that. I mean, because we all know these kids is Nepo babies when they get on. And it's like, oh, you everybody cousin? Okay, well, I guess the streets were hard in Bel Air. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, that is a thing. And I can understand being pissed about that, especially, you know, you from New York. The New York drill scene went crazy before I did. But I mean, you know, and listen, I don't hate these new genres. I'm feeling fed, you know. I'm getting what I want as a hip hop fan. I got no complaints. You know what I'm saying? Don't know rap or anything. The good rap, like everything, is nicheified. Man, the mainstream is killing itself so bad. I was talking to you, Richard, but I've been wanting to stream about it. I got to make a video about it. The NFL has signed this death blow with this ESPN deal, where they now have a part ownership in ESPN. And it's basically, it hasn't been said that they're going to be pay-per-view games, but it basically is. Everybody's selling out to ESPN, which is best. If you're remember, ESPN is Disney, maybe, you know, one of Disney's biggest things. And so ESPN is buying up all these different properties. They're about to push their app out, and also Disney Plus is smashed together with Hulu. Disney, we'll see, man. We'll see how this shit works. I think the NFL, because they're paywalling all of their content and they're making it so hard, where it used to be you just turned on the stations and you got the content. There's a couple things happening. Not only is the NFL killing itself with paywalling its content, if there's another, I don't think fans can keep dealing with this relocation shit. I know Central Dildo doesn't understand how American sports can move. And as an American, I don't understand it either. And they're about to relocate another Oakland team to Las Vegas in baseball. This constantly taking a franchise away from a city shit, but then having cities pay, this shit is not going to work long term, because you're about to cut off a lot of your fans. So what's going to happen is a lot of these cities are not going to want it. You're not going to have enough interest in a specific city to want a sports team, because most people are going to, sports is already falling off. They were already falling off just based on the quality of games that we get. That was enough. And now you're going to make everything pay-per-view, NFL. Well, that means 100, and you were always losing fans to Fortnite and Roblox and now Marvel Rivals or whatever, Instagram, whatever. You've been losing fans who just think of it as sports ball, who didn't grow up in the same generation as me, since the young millennials, since video games kind of became the big thing in the late 2000s. You've been losing fans since Halo 3, right? Slowly but surely, siphoning off a lot of the fans. When I look at NFL channels, most of the people are 30 and up. A lot of them older than me. There's a few younger, but I mean, I ain't asking people ages. They could be, they say millennials look young. They could be in their 30s, and I'm thinking they're in their 20s. So you're already aging. Your fan is getting a little bit older. Young kids are not interested in the NFL like they were when I was growing up, nor should they. And now it's harder to watch. And don't forget the NFL. Oh, Vegas. I want to talk about Vegas too, because it's the same thing. We're seeing the same thing: corporate greed and private equity, whatever you want to call it. They both are just squeezing. They got this layer of whales, and they're squeezing those whales dry. There's that. They don't care about the average fan anymore. They only care about that top 5 or 10% that's going to pay all this money. They don't care about everybody else. They really don't, and that's going to backfire long term. But it's Vegas. I want to talk about that too. I keep watching shit on that. But yeah, you're right. Let the mainstream destroy itself, and that's where it's our job to take over. On some level, what the mainstream is hoping on is what you really gonna do, not watch. That's what they hoping on, especially when you talk about the NFL. You really gonna not watch? Yes, I can't afford it, motherfucker. They don't think we'll say no. But you know something? I never thought we would have a generation where alcohol sales is going down. But the generation Z came along and said, you know what? We don't like alcohol. We just don't fucking drink. They doing fucking celebrations, speaking of sports. The fucking SGA, OKC, the Oklahoma City Thunder, celebrate the NBA championship. None of them really pour champagne because they don't drink. They just leave. They leave. And then Jeff T, did he say when he won in Milwaukee, he just went to play 2K online? So they ain't really celebrating stuff like that. So drinking is out of the culture. I never thought something like that would happen. So NFL, you think you're bigger than alcohol? Come on, man. If you kill the next generation's interest in your sport, they're just not going to watch. It's that simple. And if you make it so it's too hard to watch, they're not going to watch. You'll milk these whales dry for another 10 or 15 years. And then when we're all old and dead, there's going to be no one to replace us. But that's what the NFL wants to do. You mentioned, Listless mentioned Vegas. My God, Vegas. That's a broken social construct. A broken social contract. And I've never been to Vegas, but I have family that used to go out to Vegas. Here's what the gimmick with Vegas was. For those, some of the old folks know, young folks don't. Vegas was going to make its money off gambling to such an extent that they could cut you deals. It was actually cheaper to go to Vegas. I know, mind blowing, right? They could cut you deals. They wanted you to get on the flight, so they tried to make the flights cheaper. They had more of a run. They had made the hotels a little bit cheaper. They comp you drinks. They comp you, or if you drinking, or no, what is it? Yeah, they comp you drinks. They comp you food. You can get in a buffet. You got shows. You can enjoy Vegas and not gamble. You can go there for cheap. Don't have to have the most amount of money. You could go there with flights and $500 and enjoy yourself and be good. And maybe I'm going to gamble a little bit. Because there were enough, speaking of whales, they knew the whales was going to come through anyway because we see how degenerate gambling is. And here's another gimmick with Vegas. Now you don't have to go to Vegas to gamble. You can get your Degeneration X on off the phone. So that's a part of it. Not to be political because we don't have to talk about the Orange Man this stream. But him being this ICE shit, this anti-immigration shit, ain't nobody going to go through customs. Now, I heard some people, it's not like that for everybody. But, believe it or not, people come from Mexico or Canada or Britain or wherever the fuck, and they're not about to go through all that shit to get to Vegas and deal with this bullshit, especially now that Vegas is more expensive than ever. Some of that's instant scams fault, I'll give you that. where the instant scammer and the bottle service and the Vegas life, and they got a lot of people hyped, and so a lot of people start paying for that full experience. But now that we too broke and you don't have that social contract, which was we'll make everything cheap because we know enough of y'all is gonna gamble to the point where we'll be good, we'll be more than good. And instead, they said, well, what if we add the fee here? What if we add resort fees and then parking fees? And what if we made this a little bit more expensive? What if we charge for the show? What if we charge $50 for the show? Usually they may be charged, but they would comp. So you could go see Siegfried and Roy or whatever the fuck. You can go see, or maybe the lower level version of that, whatever the fuck. You can go to a show, do all that shit for the low, and now they just upped everything. Well, what if we did? What if we did that? Because all these fucking things, private equity, and now that social contract is broken, and nobody goes to Vegas. And what is this? This whole time was built for this. What are you gonna do? And speaking of Disney, you can say the same about Orlando and Disney World, because who wants to go spend thousands of dollars for that bullshit? Only people who are brainwashed by Disney still do it. They done got rid of all the casuals. There's the end of casualness. That's what this is. We're in the end of casualness too, not just the end of mainstream. We're at the end of being a casual fan of anything. Because some of that is the nature of the internet, and some of that is fans, and a lot of these companies are only going to the biggest, most likely to spend whale type fans. And so they only cater to it. So if you're not that, you can't even pick up on what's everything. Just need HBO Max and physical media. I'm good. Don't consume. Well, a lot of people are not going to consume. That's what's going to happen. I mean, all these streaming services. Yeah, that happens a lot. You build some venue because they want a teen in it. That's not going to happen. You said, that's what you meant, like Vegas. Yeah. Well, I still ran it on Vegas anyway. But Vegas did that. Yeah, they did do that. I don't know if that's going to happen in 20 years because you're not going to have any fans. All the people who all the people who grew up watching football are going to be dead in 20, 30 years. Well, I'm not going to be dead, but you know what I'm saying? They're going to be too old and maybe less interested. You know what I mean? You're not going to be able to get billions of tax dollars, especially after this era where everything's politicized. You think in 15 years when you have way less fan base, you're going to be able to get $1 billion to keep a team in Green Bay? Maybe Green Bay because they make so much money off of it. But keep a team in some of these cities that really need, if let's say in 20, 30 years, Baltimore, well, we want to leave. It's like, well, leave, man. Yeah, we love the Ravens, but we got so many other things to deal with. So it's like, I don't see that, and no one cares anymore. Football is some millennial shit. We're generation C or D, you know what I mean? So that's not going to work. Got to play Halo, yeah. Hey, Ruin. Yeah, oh yeah, Cinch, yeah, you've been very popular in the WNBA. What's going on with that? What's going on that? You're the most popular player in the WNBA right now, Cinch. Where all the millennials are going, how they going to pay for these stadiums? I don't know how they're going to pay for these stadiums exactly. I do not know how they're going to pay for the stadiums. They don't drink, but they snort a lot. That's the one thing, yeah. Zoomers are on the hard. Well, it's that, it's those opiates. A lot of these Zoomers are on the opiates, unfortunately. But it's like, honestly, I think it's less of them still doing it, but the ones that are on it. Outside those fucking, can somebody tell me the lore on this white Monster? The Monster energy drink in the white can. Why is it so hyped up? God damn, the internet's hyping that shit. Vegas still, yep, they still every team. The Raiders, the hockey team, the Athletics, the A's, the baseball team. Rumor they want to steal Dallas, the Dallas Mavericks. We'll see. Like a bit of Vegas. Now they did the gamble and it's super duper expensive. They are gambling on WNBA dildos. They see a higher ratings. Yeah, the dildo gate is what's moving the damn needle right now. People are watching to see if they go. It's just fucking crazy. WNBA, even though I will say, so there's some money laundering going over there. Like I said, they selling a new franchise for $250 million a pop. which is crazy. And they already had three buyers at $250 million a pop. That's why these women went back to the please pay us type shit. They're like, wait a second, if you selling these franchises for $250 million, there is money here. So who knows? Resort fees, yeah, they destroy it all. Yeah, comps are nearly non-existent, and that's how Vegas ran. Gambling is retarded. Oh yeah, you did say they placed one bet on CL winner each year, and that's it. A lot of cool restaurants there, but the same prices. Concerts are not cheap. Nothing is cheap as far as live events. And Cotton, you got me hip to the Savannah Bananas. Those tickets are expensive as fuck too. You know, there's like a waiting list to try to go see the Savannah Bananas, which are this like baseball brand, traveling brand. I don't know what you want to call it, but it's like a baseball based brand. And I keep seeing this is about fucking TV. The fuck? I keep seeing shit on them, but there's an extra fee for watch while it's open versus eyes closed. They brand holler. They be all these fees, they think we're gonna pay it. But I keep seeing Savannah Bananas. Now, I do like the ethos of what this guy's doing, but those tickets, you know, are super high on the secondary market. He says he's not doing that, but I don't know, man. I never really believe if you have if you're charging something at $60 at retail, but it's going $350 or more on the secondary market, it's hard to believe you don't have any secondary market tickets yourself. It's just hard to believe that. He claims he doesn't, though. They saw the brain dead. Yep. And that's what's happening. Yep, Swifties a good example. They're brain dead. And they're saying, yeah, it's Swifties, it's WWE fans, it's people who go to the Super Bowl, even though a lot of that's corpos, like upper corpos. There's not a lot of regular fans going to the Super Bowl. But you're right, they're brain dead Swifties. And hey, I paid for an NFL game last year. I literally paid $200 for the worst seat in the house. I'm not kidding. It could get no higher in the building. It was the last row. It changed from entertainment to social status. There's a lot of that. That hurt Vegas long term. That hurts everything. Social status only lasts while the trend lasts. You know what I mean? And so yeah, Instagram. That's what Instagram hurt a lot of this shit because it's cool to have a little front row Instagram pic at any event right now. But that's gonna go away. Why would I go to Disney if Six Flags exists? Good question. Or in Orlando, what do they got? It's Universal, which a lot of people love. People go there. A lot of they had cheap eating places, cheap buffets. Ball Middle Strip they closed down. $5.99 breakfast place. Yeah, they throw the dildo every week now. It's a symbol of the patriarchy. The dildos have better stats than the players. I don't care about player safety. There's risk everywhere. Yeah, we saw that fucking Lions game. They just ended it early when the dude got almost burnt. They could blare their ass out of there. It's reminding them that they would never shoot hopes as well. Somebody with a penis. Yeah. Supply and demand. Listen, I'm not mad at it, but he's acting like, oh, I don't have we're not charging the secondary market bullshit. Just like even West Side Gun, he has some of those, because you know how Griselda dropped so many vinyl, and that was kind of how they came up. And so some of those rare out of print vinyl, he has, a few of them, just as kind of like assets, you know what I mean? Just in case you need to sell a couple, make some money. The key play in Vegas is dead now. No one wants to pay that crap. Yeah, they pushed it too far. Yes, $200. Yes, it was to see the Lions. To see the Lions. Six Flags do got all the Batman stuff. To see the Lions, I pay it. Because it was Lions versus Houston. The Lions did win. And there was a lot of people from the Lions. Or a lot of Lions fans there. So it was a fun experience. You know what I mean? I had fun. But, in 20 years is somebody going to pay that? It's 5 years. Next year, shit. With the economy the way it is. Because the economy's crapping out, man. The base resort fee, mid-strip now. Yeah, $50 plus whatever it is per night. Uh, and if you are lucky enough that the room is free, stuck with that. So, sometimes they waive it, but I wouldn't count on it. Yeah, and the only way you get a free room is if you gamble like hundreds of thousands of dollars. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna be like, oh, I gambled a few $100, they give you a room. Not that type of shit. So Vegas really, shot itself in the foot. And like, I'm not a big gambling guy, but the idea was, even if you weren't a gambler, you could still go have fun for cheap. And they were cool to let you do it because they knew they would have a few whales and they would pay for everything. That's how you're supposed to use your whales. You're not supposed to. Vegas operated as a loss leader to get you there to get you to gamble, and they don't do that anymore. And loss leaders are important. That's why Costco still has that fucking $1.50 hot dog thing or whatever it is. It's something to get you in the store to get you to buy. Once you get in the store, then they can get you to buy other things. And if you're smooth enough, you can just buy the loss leader stuff, save money, and you're cool. And really, with something like Costco, what they just sell the membership. As long as they get the memberships, they can sell everything else at cost, and then they'll be able to pay all the bills. So that's their gimmick. Yeah, a lot of people gamble online. That hurt too, because people ain't gonna travel. And then if you were going from Vegas to gamble in the experience, and you can now gamble on your phone, and the experience is worse, you're not gonna go. It's that simple. These stupid itches. On the braces dildo means it's easy money. It is easy money. They get real sensitive, man. Listen, man. They have yet to explain why women don't watch the WNBA. I'm sick of this. My answer to everything is hatred to men by the post-feminist nut jobs that exist in main cultures. Like, come on, man. Men or women do not watch this product. In fact, more men still watch this product than women. It does not have the credibility. And, you're making fun of Jeff T. He's almost the same player as Caitlin Clark. And he was you're almost making yourself look stupid. He was a serviceable player, but he wasn't that good. Well, he's almost as good as Caitlin Clark, the player relative. Because his stats is almost the same. And we know if he was in the WNBA, he'd average 500 points. So he has almost the same relative stats as the superstar you're trying to defend. She's okay for y'all if you only watch highlights. Otherwise, she turns the ball over and misses just as many jumpers. Y'all just good enough to put her ugly ass misses and make sure they don't hit the internet like everybody else. So, like, WNBA is a product that it has not demonstrated that it really has a market outside of people who want to sympathy watch. And I'm not going to sympathy watch this shit. I barely want to watch mainstream men's sports. I barely want to watch the regular NBA. I just ranted about the damn NFL, even though I'm making videos on it. Nobody wants to watch the WNBA. Stop acting like that's so crazy that we don't want to watch it. And try to fucking make a better sport that's more marketable and more appealing to watch. Nope, no free drinks. 1 drink an hour if you're lucky. You have to tip or you never see them again. Yeah, the personality of these players are terrible. They're not likable. They're very unlikable bitches. And yeah, Vegas. It sucks what they did to Vegas, man. That's it sucks what they did to the whole vacation industry, man. Like, they just milked it dry. People used to go on vacations on a regular basis. I wouldn't even know where to go if I wanted to go on vacation. That's why I just do staycation. I don't know where to go. I mean, money too. But like, if I had the money and all I'm putting together a trip, where am I go? The cruises nickel and dime you. Vegas nickel and dime you. These amusement parks nickel and dime you. Everything wants to nickel and dime you. Like, man, I can't afford this shit. Yep. Like the same thing. Pundits got to pretend, oh, we love female sports. The purest thing. It's hard to watch. And like Richard was saying, the personality of a lot of these women are terrible. They're mean. I don't want to watch your sport and you're mean. Like, people are still going to Florida. Yeah, they're going to Florida before they go to Vegas. But I would say Disney got people more brainwashed than gambling. Hey, I'm going a long time no see. Appreciate you being here. London, Hawaii, and Canada are implementing a vacation tax. Always a tax. Golly. Golly. We're just talking about Vegas, WNBA, dildos, not sentient, and just the entertainment industry and sports in general. All these things just kind of breaking their social contract. Vegas has broken its social contract with people, and it's very emblematic of the whole entertainment. I really said the whole society, but I'm trying to focus on the entertainment industry and art and stuff like that because fuck society, man. I can't handle everything. But a lot of broken, that term is used in society when you talk about the broken social contract of work hard, get a job, build a family, buy a house type shit. It's the same with entertainment, man. The idea was we pay for a product, we own it. Pepperidge Farm, remember you actually own the material you were watching or had some ownership of the movies and TV shows you were watching if you actually had the physical media. Remember that? Which there still is, obviously. But not only that, it was that it was going to be entertaining and worth your time. Instead, everything's just trying to advertise to you, trying to make money off you, trying to nickel and dime you. You watched football because it was on regular TV. You didn't need cable. It was the most available, and it was on Sundays every Sunday. And you knew, even if you didn't know anything about the schedule, if I turn to regular TV on Sunday, I'll be able to watch football in the fall and into the winter. That's something you knew automatically, whether you knew anything else on earth. And it was free. It was free for you to watch. And now because they made a deal with ESPN, amongst others, they got deals with Netflix, ESPN, which they now have a part ownership. They're going to get rid of Red Zone, which I will be getting the last good year of Red Zone. It used to be 7 hours, commercial-free TV. We know that's going to end. You're going to be playing commercials while charging you. Just nickel and dime. And I think they're going to lose fans long term. And they already been losing fans because we're already in a splintered, nothing's mainstream type era. When I say nothing's mainstream, I'm being a little bit extreme, but even something like Taylor Swift is just a big niche. It's not like the world. Everybody knew Billie Jean in the 80s, right? Can anyone name me what the number one song in America is? What's the number one song in America? Without Google. Don't Google it. Don't chat GPT it. Off the strength, name me the number one song. I bet you nobody in the chat could do it. I bet money you couldn't. But I'm sure that artist, whoever it is, has a nice fan base. You know what I'm saying? But everything is just about smaller group fan bases, and a lot of this corporate media, the things that have the bigger properties, they're just taxing people over the death. Is it Mutt by Leon Thomas? Take your time, what's the rush? It might have been at one point. Why go to London when you can go to, I don't know how to pronounce that. Yeah, less chance of being, at least less chance of being stabbed. Go to jail for London. Oh, yeah, that's right. Watch what you say on the internet. That's another subject. I'll get into that once I get through all your chats. London, the most popular vacation spot. I don't think London is as popular as it used to be. Or if you're for Afghanistan, it used to be. Yeah, I don't think it's seen better days. Canada. Blame Canada. Blame Canada. I can see going to London, but Canada. They got London, Ontario. The retarded bastard son, daughter, Canada. Number one right now. Yeah, number one right now without Googling. You threw a Hail Mary with Mutt, which I do like that song. Take your time, what's the rush? Let me see what it is. I'm going to Google it on the old Vigilante iPad for us, because I don't know. You know what I mean? So I'm going to see what the number one song in America is. How can AEW keep going to London? Well, I know the Khans they own a team out there. They own a team out there. I don't know. I don't know how AEW is not profitable, so I don't know how they do things. Let me see. And it's cool it's so cool to actually be able to see in this damn mask, because for years that was not possible. So I can just Number one song right now. Billboard 100. So I'm just going to the Billboard 100. This is obviously America. Top charts. Okay, Hot 100. It's a song called Ordinary by Alex Warren. Never, I'm be honest, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to troll. I've never heard of either the song or the artist. The next one is called Golden by Huntrix, EJ, Audrey Nuna, and REI AMI. I am not bullshitting. I'm not making this shit up. That's what it says. Golden Hunter X. I don't know. What I Want, Morgan Wallen featuring Tate McRae. That's third. Fourth, before I get to the name I know, and Justin Bieber with Daisies. This Morgan Wallen person is back at fifth with Just In Case. Love Me Not. Raven Lene, good for her. She's number 6. I have heard this Teddy Swims song, Lose Control. That's number 7. And that Tipsy Bar song, I think everyone's heard that one. That's number 8. Where it's actually, shout out to Jaquan, he gets publishing from that. Because he basically they took a lot of his lyrics for the song by Shabuzi. That kind of, you've heard that song. And that was the number one song at one point. So that's number 8. Your Idol by the Saha Boys or Saja Boys. Andrew Choi, I don't know. And Die With A Smile, number 10. Lady Gaga, Bruno Mars. Those are the top 10 songs in America right now, no bullshit. No bullshit. And I didn't know most of those artists. I don't even know if that's white girl. I don't know who these artists are. I have no clue what genre, nothing. I don't know who any of it is. Outside of like the Teddy Swims, I know of him, and the Shabuzi song that everybody's fucking heard. Because that song's been out for like a year and a half. It's still in the top 10. So shout out to him, shout out to the money. But like, it wouldn't even know. I was expecting, okay, maybe Sabrina Carpenter, Taylor Swift, Charlie XCX, what's the other one? Billie Eilish. Like, these are probably the people up there. Maybe a few rappers, maybe an NBA YoungBoy or something like that. I don't know who none of those people are. We didn't even get that. So, I mean, shout out to Teddy Swims and Shabuzi. And it's like, not like I'm, listening to every song they drop. So, but let me see. Oh yeah, you were the Islington girl, right? Lived in London 20 years ago. Was okay. Typical big city with big city issues. A lot of change in 20 years. Now it's like the 7th circle ahead of hell. Yeah. And Richard, I have no idea. Maybe they just don't have him cut promos over there. And we'll see how that goes. Going back to this internet thing, I'll get more into it in a little bit. But outside of that, they have all sorts of laws of what you can and cannot say. And if you say something offensive on the internet, you are able to go to jail. And when you think about wrestlers, this is granted, it's gotten a lot less what it once was, but it still is a kind of a crash TV based business. So you can go to jail for something you say in a different country if you come to the UK. And maybe, I don't know how a guy like MJF, who's, maybe it's for this character, but certainly it says something that's been controversial. Or even, other guys, the Acclaim, I'm sure they've done something that is against the laws of the lands in the UK, but they're allowed to go. So I don't know. Maybe they get some guys for being a fictional product, but I don't know. Or maybe they got enough pull to keep those guys safe as far as the cons, because they do got a lot of money and they own a team out there. Last time I visited was 12 years ago, says Sentient. Talking about London town, it's like night and day from what I can tell. Paris looks horrible. Warzone, the Eiffel Tower, yeah. Paris is always a shit home, but it had its charm. Said right now you're ready to go to the Congo, says Sentient. But yeah, I don't even know if it's white girl. I don't know who these artists are. Tate McRae, I don't know. She could do techno for all I know. She could be anything, you know what I mean? She could be R&B. She could be anything. She could be Tate McRae could be a fake name for a K-pop group. I don't know who she is. 20 years ago, it was just stuff smelled like pee. Drunk guy on the corner. That still doesn't sound that great. Now Syria, that makes it even worse. Yeah, but I don't think we're the only ones. Because, like, I didn't even get the names that I thought we would get. Like, you say, okay, maybe a Taylor Swift. None of them were there. And maybe it's just the release schedule. I know, when you're not dropping, you're not going to be as popular. But then there's a song that has to have been on that list for at least a year. That Shabuzi, the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 3 or whatever the fuck it is. Never going to the UK. Yeah, I'm not either. At least on the planet. They don't use it on the wealthy, only for white working class. They could always make an example out of a celebrity, though. Oh yeah, Max Cancer talked about the Queen's death. You're right. So yeah, that would be maybe enough to get them a little riled up. He had a lot of swirly stuff. If you say something homophobic, you say something whatever, you can go to jail. If you bully somebody online, you can go to jail. I'm sure he said something smart to somebody on Twitter. But yeah, no Sabrina Carpenter. I just knew, okay, she's going to be on the list. Like I said, some of the girl artists I know of, Charlie XCX, that type of shit, not nowhere. And I mean, some of these, I have never heard the artist or the song. I literally only heard 2 songs on that list. And Teddy Swims, I only hear, I don't really hear it, but, sometimes it's in memes. That's the music industry. This is what they wanted. They wanted a bunch of industry plants that nobody knew and that they could control and that they wanted all the control of everything, and they got it. So now nobody watches, nobody cares. Now, I say that they got enough niche fans to support them, but we'll see how many keep supporting. Speaking of squeezing people dry, I'm sure you guys have heard about this ID stuff. And speaking of the UK, they've already started it there. That's the Online Something Act. Apparently there's another one coming, or at least an attempt at this law coming in the US as well. And it eventually will be law. That you're going to lose your internet anonymity. It doesn't sound like much for YouTube shortly, like in the next 5 or 10, or at least the next 6 to 12 months, YouTube probably will be okay. Because even the limits without having your ID doesn't seem that bad, right? But yeah, digital IDs are coming, and we'll have no choice about it. But I'm going to be honest. The day they make me put my ID in for this platform, that's the day I stop streaming. And that's going to be the case for everything, man. It sucks that right when I'm about to start a digital business, this is going to start. But I'm not going to use it. I'm just not. You know what I'm saying? Now, a lot of people, well, I like Instagram. Well, I like this. Well, I like that. And they're going to put their ID in. I'm not going to do it. What did you say? He said, same week SJWs went after Visa and MasterCard to censor gaming. I didn't know that. That's coming to the West. I'm not going to do it. I'm not giving random companies, I just won't use it. Say, hey, Fizz, appreciate you being here. I mean, I get digital ID. I'm just not going to use it. I'm good without using social media. All YouTube has gotten worse anyway, as a fan. So I'm good not using social media. I'm good not using all this stuff. I don't need this stuff. I really don't. So if I need an ID just to fucking watch Instagram or YouTube or TikTok or any of these other social media sites, and that's the long-term plan, I'll be off of them. I will be off of them. It looks, like I said, short term for YouTube in particular doesn't look terrible. But long term, digital IDs of some sort are going to be required. And everyone's going to be, every little site you get on is going to want your ID. And I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Gen Xers, labeling like, nah, I don't care, won't use it. I think the kids are gonna just not use it too. I don't think this is gonna work. Well, there's always gonna be the people who are addicted, but I think this is gonna greatly, dramatically lower the numbers. Or, I mean, I say that, what a lot of people have got workarounds, right? You see the people in the UK are already using video game characters because these corpos are lazy idiots, so they just use an AI that can be easily fooled. So yeah, if there's an easy, simple ass workaround, maybe. But once that eventually that's going to be shored up. Once they get it to the point where no, you can't fake that, I'm out. He predicted it. A lot of people have been on it. I'm not a big Asmongold Gold guy. I don't hate him though. It's decent content. But he predicted ID verification. A lot of people have. My brother has actually wanted it for a while. Because of internet trolls and the goons. You know what's interesting about this though? Interesting side effect. We've talked about the dead internet theory. That's going to expose how many bots there is. Once they enforce this, social media is going to dry up. Not just from the people who aren't going to use it, but there's not going to be no more bot. How are you going to get a bot across? I mean, I guess each platform can get its own bots across, but outside forces, how are you going to get bots? By 23, ID verification will be required globally. Board to game internet access. Well, there's going to be a workaround, and so I'm just going to have to use the workaround because I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. And what content are they drawing me with? Games. They don't make games anymore. There might be 4 games released before 2030. And none of them are going to be fucking Grand Theft Auto. They don't even make games anymore. So what draw? If you say, as long as I keep my old system running that doesn't need the internet access for shit, I can just take it off the internet. I will figure out the workarounds and do whatever I can to not get my ID. Just like fuck it. Because you don't make new games. So you make that as a requirement. Who cares? You don't make new games anymore. Because that's another thing private equity ruin. Go to the library. Yeah, that's another thing. Go to the library, read paper books. And honestly, some of these things will gain more prominence as they do. Because just some people are just not going to do it. Millions of people are not going to do it. Yeah, because of this graphical bullshit that everybody has agreed with that nobody really cares about with most games. It takes almost a decade for a game to come out. You have this whole generation of consoles is just been basically gameless. And now you have Switch 2, which is also basically gameless. So what incentive? Yes, you have the diehards who just buy hard. Yes, they're so... it's almost as if the entirety of the oligarchy in the corporate world has gotten so used to that diehard, I'm going to do it anyway. They just think that the rest of us are that, and they don't care that we're not. And it's not until it shows up in their face that we're not, that they're like, oh shit, we fucked up. So I'm not going to use ID. I'm not going to, for this shit, to use your shitty products. Do you realize how shitty YouTube is relative to 10 years ago? Or how shitty all this social media is relative to anything? Like, this isn't even fucking worth it. They do still sell DVD and Blu-ray players. There's books, there's pirating, there's a billion other things to do. There's old games, there's emulators. Maximize computer storage, that's something I am going to be doing pretty soon, is upgrade my storage. And download your games now, yep. And I got a shit ton of older games for emulate. I need more, but so yeah. There's tons of hobbies that don't require the internet. The internet's not the end all be all, man. And they think we're so addicted that we're just dumb. Because the elites have such a low esteem for us. They think we're beneath dirt, right? And they think we're all worms. And they think we are sheeple. And you know what? A lot of people are. But not everybody all the time. And if you keep getting more and more extreme, you take people to their limit. So everything wants to, stretch you to the thinnest it possibly can, milk as much out of you. Eventually, you start rebelling against the system. Yeah, like cooking, something that everybody needs to do a little bit more. People will move to Linux, yeah. For many of us, there won't be a market left after a slow collapse. That's true. That's true. And I mean, I don't think it's going to be that slow. Well, I mean, it's been a slow collapse, but it's about to speed up. It's about to speed up. It's speeding up a little. They're trying to do it little by little, but eventually they're going to rip that Band-Aid off. I don't know if it's 2026, 2027, 2028. We'll get to 2030. Maybe it is 2030 itself when they rip that Band-Aid off. I don't know. Cooking is more what you do. Baking is more your hobby. Fair enough. But yeah, people, there's other shit to do. There's plenty of cool shit to do on Earth. That's nothing to do with the internet. To lose my privacy, I don't need to upgrade my computer beyond what it is. That market crashes, I won't be alone. Yeah, I don't think you'll be alone. I don't think, So just I don't think it'll cost the channel, but I don't know. We'll see. If I have to enter my ID to keep this channel, the channel will end that day. I hate to say it like that. You know what I'm saying? We're still gonna operate like it's not. Yeah, can you imagine? That's all we used to do, stuff without the internet. That's all I was alive too. I remember Pepperidge Farm remembers when you didn't use the internet for anything. I can't believe we traveled off of maps. Talk about Canada. Being a Detroiter, we used to go to Wheels Inn in Canada. We went all the way into another fucking country with a map and found our way to fucking Chatham, Ontario, just to go play arcade games and swim and bowl and shit. And I guess, sometimes the older people go to a spa type shit. And we found our way that hour and a half way or whatever it was into another country. No map quest, nothing. Just raw dogging it. And somehow, not only did we do that, a lot of people did that shit. Or going to Cincinnati or going to Ohio, going to a whole other state off of road maps. It's crazy. They still got them. Yeah, you can still use them. Pre-2013 internet, yeah. Whatever that cutoff point is in the early 10s, between 2010 and 2014, where shit got real fucked up. You can pick any year as the cutoff point in that little era. We'll need to buy Death Stranding 3, 50 series card to play it. Yeah, that's too much. And I haven't played any of the Death Stranding games. I like Kojima though, but still. Oh, I remember Farmville and Candy Crush. Facebook was the thing people want to play Farmville brought a lot of people to Facebook. You talk about a loss leader or something getting people in the door. Farmville was the rotisserie chicken of Facebook. That brought a lot of people in. Try playing the first sim. Yeah, it looked like a walking sim. I hate to do that. I'm sure it had all cool story, esoteric shit to pick up on because it's Kojima, but I'm like, I don't know about this. I'm good on this. Crazy game, Farmville. It got you. There was dumb fashion outfits that you play. I never played Farmville or Candy Crush. You could win new clothes, I see. I had never played either game. I assume Farmville was like a mobile version of, what's that shit, Animal Crossing? But like I said, I never ever played it. It just wasn't my thing. And I got off Facebook in like 2014. I didn't do social media for 6 years between 2014 and me starting back up for being Vigilante Williamson. And the only active social media I'm on right now is Instagram. And that's just to look at memes, to be honest. Quit Facebook games in 2013. Fair enough. I just had a Facebook. And I had already quit it once and then came back for like a month and then said, man, I'm done with this. But roughly, yeah, I feel you. But I think it was, I'm going off 2014. Maybe it could have been 2015. I don't know. But I stopped it for a while and only started it for this. And if it ends, it ends. I did my best. I'm getting close to 1,000 videos. If I hit the 1,000 videos and it just didn't work out, it didn't work out. You know what I'm saying? All right, don't do social media. And yeah, I'm doing all this. I want to start a what you call a business, a label. I'll just maybe if we'll still do it but the whole idea is I'm still gonna start other businesses anyway. So if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. I'll figure it out. I'm not about to. I'm not about to no. Just no. You win. You win, guys. You win. Barely do Twitter. Yeah, I stopped Twitter. I'm glad I stopped that. Fucking Instagram is 4chan enough for me. Instagram get on my nerves. It's just gotten too much sometimes. I still doom scroll out of habit. But yeah. Hey, who is this dog? Oof, Hunter. Rosetta Stones teaches jive. I don't know, like jive. How old are you? No disrespect. As somebody who's nearly 40, what are you, 70? What's this, Airplane 1980? Come on, bro. Jive? Jive? No disrespect, dog. Jive. I think jive. That's some 40-year-old. Yeah, it's like, that's the 70s. That's that old 70s shit. 70s, 60s, 80s, maybe early 80s type shit. Jive. And then they get in the 90s, they start calling it Ebonics. This is bullshit. Jive. The fuck? Motherfuckers did used to talk all extra too. Do you dig it? Like, the fuck? Can y'all just speak fucking normal? What the fuck is all this? You just speak like a regular human, man. And I get, some people got accents and shit. Especially, I've been in the South, for a while. Even though, honestly, haven't been in the South. Yeah, I'm not sure. Listen, I still think you the question, man. I hope you're not. But if maybe it's not, and it's just a AI thing that we accidentally created. But that question account is crazy. Anti-Semite, yeah, man. I'm like, oh man, come on, bro. You know what I mean? That shit is hitting right now, unfortunately, man. I have never in my entire life seen so much I'm just gonna say anti-Jewish, because the Semitic argument, that's a whole nother. The Semitic argument has a lot of semantics in it, and I'm not gonna get in that one. I'm always framing. I'm not saying. I'm just if it's not, it's not. But man, I see so much anti-Jewish stuff on Instagram, bro. It's like crazy. And I'm not saying whether you agree with it or not, but I have never seen it before in my entire life. Never seen it before. And listen, I'm not, the stuff that's going on in Gaza got a lot of people pissed. It's wild in Canada, even worse since he declared us friends of Gaza. That's heating up. That's heating up something nuts. And listen, man, a lot of people not on Israel's side in this. And it is what it is. Some guy got a beat down broad daylight in front of his kids. Threw his headpiece in a fountain. Jeez. Can't stop laughing. You stop laughing. Say half of a Democrat voters, the other half of Democrat voters. Man, I don't know why anybody voting for any. It'll never, people never gonna get the message. Just some people just gonna keep doing it, no matter what it is. Some people gonna keep buying Madden. Some people gonna keep voting. Some people gonna keep worshiping something else. Some people just gonna keep doing it. Some people gonna keep buying the NFL packages. Some people gonna keep going to Vegas. Some people gonna keep buying these. Some people will just give their ID right over to Facebook and to all these other platforms. No problem. They're just gonna keep doing it. Just keep doing it. They're not gonna think. No critical thinking. Just gonna keep. I'm gonna give my ID over to these corporations. I'm gonna give my money over to these corporations. I'm gonna give my attention. They don't care. And the winner who's crying the loudest, yeah. Which I mean, it feels like that wave of, crying in the victim Olympics. I think that wave is over. I think it's over. At least this phase of it. We'll see. But I have seen, I have seen a lot of anti-propaganda. I was like, okay, it's a bit much. 'Cause I don't wake up every day just like, because listen, as much as I talk about the powers that be, it's like that's a bit much, man. That's a bit much. Hey, who knew the salt must flow? Nearly 2 a.m. in the UK. We were just talking about that. We were just talking about your country, man. I appreciate you being here. Yeah, we were just talking about your country because of these ID laws. If you're Jewish in Canada, it's a hate crime just waiting for you. Wow. But yeah, I'm glad you're here, man. One of the OGs, no disrespect, OG, of the channel. Even before we started doing the culture critique and all that stuff. Yeah, we talked about how London had changed, how Europe had changed, London and Paris falling apart. And you're right, Cincha. People did send their DNA to corpos. They paid to send their DNA to corpos. UK's in a bad place. I'm sorry to hear that, brother. We're talking about how the free speech or the lack of free speech laws. 1984 is just coming true. I mean, Orwell was supposed to be a warning, not a textbook, not a how-to. But yeah, people be retarded. When isn't it? UK ain't always been like this. Society is really just falling off pretty hard. Smell revolution there. We'll see. I will say this. Europe has more heart than America does. Because our little the shit that you've seen the last 5 years, including that last recent protest about ICE, a lot of that shit is AstroTurf. We're not really about that shit over here. The BLM was AstroTurf, the January 6th is AstroTurf, the ICE shit is AstroTurf. Yeah, I'm not saying there's no real people. People still comment on that video. You don't think no real people went down? No, I'm not gonna say that. Yes. Some real people get caught up in it, but the majority of the organization is done by the fans themselves. I feel safe in saying that the organization and the overseeing of these protests are all fans. And yes, they'll rile up and MK Ultra through the screen enough people to go protest with it. But for the most part, we're not going to really do anything. We're not going to really do anything. Hey, Latino Slang. Gaza talk. What are you, Muslim? I am not Muslim. I'm not in favor of a lot of craziness going on. I was just thinking about you. Hey, Paulie. Always cool when you show up, man. Thanks for showing up. I appreciate it. Your mom did 23andMe. They got hacked. Yeah, they did get hacked. Had to shut down. I don't know who has that DNA. Somebody bought it out. I think private equity firm bought it out. South Park had Christy Noem as a serial dog killer. Do not know who Chris. The name sounds familiar though. Who's Christy Noem? Paulie Pendejo. No, I didn't call Pendejo. Nah, we just don't care because the protest is useless. We'll see, man. We'll see. Yeah, we were just talking about a shout out to who knows if he's still here. Homeland Security, former South Dakota governor. Okay. Director of Homeland Security. Yeah, you guys know more about the politics than I do at this point because I am depoliticizing myself. I thought we were going to get through the stream without it. Oh, well. At least it's related to South Park, and everyone's telling me. Homeland Security. And who knows still here? But yeah, we're talking about the UK. There's a bunch of stuff in the UK. But one of the main things with this ID law that's coming to the West and how is social media going to change? With everybody needing to put in their ID to get on the social media, are people still going to get on social media? I don't know. I don't plan to. The hell's the point of being anonymous? If we're going to give granted, Google knows everything about me at this point. But that last little bit, and maybe that's what they feel like. We know enough about these people. The ID is really a moot point, to be 1,000%. I mean, I have a VPN, but that doesn't, you can't get around the VPN. It's Hoodoo just said something about the VPN. I feel like with VPNs, that high level, where you're talking about big corpos or government level tracking, I feel like they can get around a VPN. I might be wrong, But that's my thoughts. VPN ban? Question mark. I hope not. But maybe that is in the because they keep saying protecting the children. There's certain lists and groups of data that may protect the children a little bit better than that. We'll leave that alone for today. So we already brought up Christy Noem, Homeland Security, governor that didn't shut down. I remember that. And now she's Homeland Security Director. Oof. Not illegal. Why would I be protesting ICE? Saying they're banned. Oh, they are talking about they're going to ban VPNs in the UK. Wow. Oh, the EU banned VPNs. Wow. See, I didn't see that. That's nuts. China, Iran, North Korea, and maybe Russia are the only place that have banned VPNs. I did not know the EU was trying to ban VPNs. They didn't. Okay. But it must be something they're talking about. I mean, to play angel's advocate, right? As far as the end of privacy and the end of anonymity on social media. To play angel's advocate for this thing, as Mike Tyson said, a lot of people say a lot of things because they don't. I don't know if Tyson said it, but a lot of people say things on the internet because there's no fear of being punched in the mouth, right? There's no fear of consequence, so you can be as whatever you want on the fucking internet. And it's not the end of the world for that to end, right? But, I mean, you know what? It's also not the end of the world if people do get off the internet to get off the internet. It's not the end of the world to get off of YouTube and Instagram and TikTok and whatever other social media demon that got you or whatever those social media addiction that got you. Like I talk about me, I'm a doom scroller. I gotta stop. Part of the reason I'm doing this stream right now in the format I'm doing it is because I doom scroll and I'm hoping other people doom scroll in. You know what I'm saying? So it's not gonna be. This isn't the worst thing. If you play Angel's Advocate, if they in the internet anonymity, well, maybe they in the internet, and I'm cool not being on the internet. And maybe we could get back to a more, everyone complains that the world is so superficial, we're so fake, and things aren't real. Well, maybe we could change that if hundreds of thousands and millions of people, and if, dare I say it, billions of people say, you know what, this is a step too far. I'm good. I won't use it. As much as there's going to be people who just do it, like Nike said, there's going to be people who say no. And if 1 million people, 10 million people, whatever the number it is, says no, those people get to live probably more enriched lives without having to deal with the internet. Maybe, resurgence of post office or resurgence. I mean, we got text technology. We got WhatsApp. You got phones. We got numbers, group chats. There's a lot of things. You don't have to, FaceTime, apps, whatever type stuff. It'll be the whole West. You said Candace talking about it. They're going to try this the whole West. We'll see how far they get with each country. They're going to try no VPNs, raw dog. We need your ID for you to get on the internet. And I'm not going to not get on the internet. I mean, I work from home, so I'll use the internet for that. That'd be pretty much it. I got DVDs, I got Blu-rays, I got a fucking studio in my room. Like, what the fuck? And shit, I live in Houston, I'll just do it the old school, just print up CDs. just go to some place and go to a festival, sell my CD like that, like old school shit. Government in UK is walking a tightrope. The people are not going to stand for it those trains much longer. 10 Downing Street. Things can get nasty. Like I said, UK, y'all might actually get it cracking over there. Cause y'all don't just protest. Y'all will really smash shit up out in Europe, or formerly Europe, obviously, because Brexit. Carrying pigeon supremacy, maybe. They're gonna stand for in the UK because the kids are getting great. Man, I don't see how UK's been standing for that at all. I don't know how UK's been standing for that at all. The great. Yep. One about my mixtape, cuz. That's just every day. And what's crazy is they'll let them out and not even deport them. They don't even get them out the country. They just let them out. And, all right, you can just, and then they don't be giving them no time. You'll get more time for criticizing them than they get for doing something, which is fucking bananas. It's fucking bananas. So we'll see how that shit go. We'll see how this shit go here. Again, if this is the end of the channel, thank you for the run. Thanks for the memories. Thanks for the memories, even though they weren't so bad. Or whatever the fuck you saying. But it's just that's it. I'm not about to give y'all my ID, even though you know my address, you know my name, you know my debit card, you know all the information about me. Y'all may not know who Vigilante Williamson is, but Google damn sure do. So it's not that big of a deal, but it is a big deal. I don't want y'all get all that shit I just said is already getting hacked every fucking day. Every day is a big hack, and I'm not trying to have my shit hacked. Well, if Ravens like Game of Thrones, I don't know what we're gonna do. We'll figure it out. We existed. Palantir loves you. Yo, I love Palantir for the way that stock is performing. Holy shit, I should have bought more. I should have bought way more. Yeah, fuck them. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. This is what it is. Hey, Zombie. Say hi. I'm assuming you mean Dempsey, which I hope he's doing good. Appreciate you being here. Unfortunately, if you played your music, I can't play it. Nobody wants a CIA retirement plan? No. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that, man. But yeah, if that's what their plan is, they want to make everyone use an ID just to use YouTube, that's fine. I'm not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. And I can't believe they're going so hard. It feels like it kind of came out of nowhere because I wasn't paying attention. It is like UK's doing it, everyone's doing it. It's already happening right now. August 13th, you need an ID, you won't be able to YouTube. And then I did research. It's not quite that serious, but it's the start. It's the first domino fall, and eventually we'll get there. Hopefully I've done enough to do something to get my own site going or something. I don't know. We'll figure that out. I'm not tripping. Ain't the end of the world. Ain't the end of the world. I'm sure it's like, well, you can't have your site listed without your, okay. Like I said, I'll just, go in my trunk. I'll figure something out. So I hate to do this because Zombie just got in, but I think I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. We got an hour. Got 10 people watching. That's always good. We can get into double digits. Got 10 likes, so if you haven't liked, please do. Add it up. Actually, I'll read whatever y'all say till then, but I think we might wrap it up fairly soon. Won't stop in the UK. UK will enforce this on the rest of the world based off their own laws to override sovereign nations. I'm not disagreeing with you. The Dark Lord have been pushing digital IDs for over a decade. They have, but they're getting more serious on the enforcement. Like they got the real ID shit over here, and now you can't fly without it. 11 now. Okay, shout out to the 11th like. I appreciate it. Zombie, thank you. But yeah, they'll get. I mean, I don't disagree with you. It's just like I'm not gonna act like I can read the people. I don't know how that's gonna play out. And they may not care about the lost numbers. You know what I mean? I think there's enough people who are addicted to social media that they have no problem giving their ID up to social media. Right? And the people that don't, maybe they, oh, you weird. You can't, come on, why you being so weird? You ain't gonna be on Instagram now? I mean, something I didn't know. Different countries do different things. They want carbon credits. That's another scary thing. And you know what's scary about that? Listen, I'm not saying that humans have no impact on weather change. I'm not going to bring up cloud seeding and all this stuff that's already been confirmed. It's no longer a theory. But I will say this. The idea that they're pushing to get carbon credits. And the fact that there are people who buy this shit is beyond me. If you think you make enough carbon impact in your little life to destroy the atmosphere, where there's all these different corporations and facilities and all this shit across the earth, right? Rather it's here or it's another country, whatever, all the different manufacturing shit, all the different things that put the environment at risk. But no, fuck all that. Fuck all that corporate shit. You're eating too much of a certain food. That's the issue with the fucking environment. How anyone can be so stupid to buy that, I'll never know. But people think we're overpopulated, even though everywhere you go is fucking land. So what do? Most people will follow along. It is what it is. There's no stopping it unless you want to live on a job and bake. Well, I mean, that's the thing. We'll see. Orange Man, did he? He actually did something positive. Says the Orange Man signed an executive order barring the banking and refusing banking services. Did not know he did that. Look at them. Even a blind squirrel, you can find that every once in a while. Oh man, lithium mining and lithium in general is so much worse for the environment than the current system. It's not even funny. Listen, if we really cared about the environment, we'd all have nuclear power, and it would run cheaply, cleanly, and smoothly, and everybody would be okay. And we would have enough energy for the entire planet, no problem, no issue. We would have tons of jobs created because of all the nuclear power plants, and there would be no problem. And we would have energy for the next hundreds of years, and we'll run cleanly, smoothly, and there'd be no problem. If we wanted to, we could always use nuclear power, but they're not going to. So that's not the real issue. Because if anyone ever says, oh, no. Why don't we use nuclear power? It's cleaner. It'll never screw up for the most part. Yeah, you know what I mean? Why don't we just put everything on nuclear? He said, Fred, that is ironic, right? You're right. They might have to go nuclear for these AI servers. It's such a power draw. You're correct. And they are destroying. Yeah. What? Well, okay. You're worried about my carbon credits. What about motherfucking Elon fucking up Memphis for Grok? What about that? What about his carbon credits? And now Memphis ain't got no fucking water because they need all the water to cool Grok essentially, or whatever other AI shit he's got going on. What about that? Climate Goblin. But yeah, I think that you're right. That's a good point. They might have to go nuclear for those AI servers. I think otherwise it's such a resource draw. It's not going to work. Solar ain't going to work. We already know that. Solar technology. I mean, I'm not saying it's capped. I'm not saying it can't be done. I'm not a physicist. I'm not a scientist. But judging by what has happened and what we see, we do not see solar or wind being the answer. But like I said, nuclear has always been there. It's always been there. Yeah, they all fly on private jets, unless it's Israel. She flies commercial. I didn't know that. Solar, yeah, it only works in the desert. Maybe a few places you can use solar as an add-on. Solar could be an add-on. Solar's a decent add-on. In Houston, a lot of solar panels. I'm sure they save money on electricity. Solar's good for shit like that. Helping out a system, helping relief a little bit of a system, but nuclear can meet this. Is the only thing. You actually hit the nail on the head, listeners. Eventually, they are going to have to go to nuclear. You're a scientist and biologist. I did not know that. Who knows? Who knew? But you're right. You are going to have to. You need to put them in wind rate. Who the fuck want to get on one of those fucking towers? But invest in nuclear companies, that's not a bad idea. Because we're already seeing the limits of what they can do in the current system with AI. And it's just, in order to, somebody made a joke, in order to have a 5-titted woman on Chat GPT, it takes a lot of fucking power and a lot of resources. And nuclear is the only way you're going to really be. You talk about long term, where everybody wants their own AI bot, and everybody thinks AI is going to replace us. It's like, slow down, Kiwasabi. I don't think you realize how much power this really is going to take. It's all fun and games. The Crash Out League comes together. It's all fun till the rabbit has the gun. It's like, I don't think you guys really realize how much power and how much energy and resources this shit's gonna take. So even if y'all don't want to go to nuclear because it's too much of an answer, you know what I mean? It's too good for the people. It lowers your control. You ain't gonna have a fucking choice. They all touch the climate game, but they know the future's nuclear dominant. That has to be the future of what, unless there's technology that we do not yet know of what is technologically available, and all the issues you could possibly have with the environment. There is no other long-term option other than nuclear to power the world. And I don't know why the powers that be act like there is. Yeah, unless they invent something else. Unless they invent something else. Unless we get the hydrogen engine or something like that going, the water-based engines. Unless there's other technology outside the purview of what the common man knows and what average person knows that they have in reserve waiting for this moment. There's no other way. So I don't know what they're bullshitting for. The environment misused by the government to gain control, and they make us pay tax. Yeah, solar and wind is no good. They're good additives on top of a system. They're decent for that. But outside of that is it. Yeah, there's nothing more efficient or constant. Wait, we're already doing that? Yeah, not even natural gas. So it's like there's no way out of this. So y'all playing all these games with carbon credits and all this shit. Long term, there's no other way out of this. And we already know this. So why are we playing this game? I'm sure there's some esoteric control reason. It has to be controlled because that and money. The current system makes money off the current system. So changing the gas thing, like imagine if we had nuclear powered cars. You need the fucking sun to power AI, right? I get that, Fizz, and that is that's what pops up in everybody's head is Chernobyl. Is they don't want another Chernobyl. The actual fusion of the sun, not the solar panel. I know what you meant. Listen, I get that, and I'm not saying that's something it would actually take the corpos doing something they don't like doing, and that's assuring quality for something. They are so used to building things with planned obsolescence, and maybe I didn't pronounce that word correctly. Apologies if I didn't. They're so against that. When you come up with nuclear plants, there can be no planned obsolescence because the consequences are dire if such a thing happens. You wait on the power of Christ to compel us. Hey, legitimately, the way this world is, and if they're going to keep using Revelation as a playbook, it may be the only thing that can save us is the power of Christ, legitimately. It may take Christ's return, legitimately. That's not even a joke or exaggeration, because the way they run in this world right now is so demonic, and they stretching everybody out in every single way. We just went through the top 10 songs in America. Nobody can name none of the artists. We're not getting nothing. We're not making money as individuals as far as the people. We're broke. We're broken. The culture's broken. We do need Jesus. Yeah, we do. The church failed a lot of people, unfortunately. Helped a lot of people, obviously. There's obviously a lot of people got a lot of benefit from the church, but unfortunately failed a lot of people, which is why it's the lack of God in things is why so much stuff can't get by. When we all believed it, no matter who it was, did everybody believe in God? No, I'm sure not. But when that was the accepted or assumed majority, I'm not saying everything was perfect. I mean, Lord knows, you go back in time, there's always evil stuff. But there was a lot of things that the powers could not get past a society that feared the Most High, especially when we talk about socially and culturally. But even just from a structure, there's no more family There's no more, and I'll say there's no more. There are still people having families. There are still people who believe in the Most High. So it's not totally, but it's been so weakened and so attacked that they're able to get so much bias. Get on the Hollow app, Marky Mark. Gotcha. What's the Hollow? Oh, is that the app? Yeah, Mark. Yeah, Mark Wahlberg got some app. So that's the thing. Everybody, church is a church for sale. Jesus would have literally whooped these people. He would have bull whooped these people and turned over the table in the tabernacle. But church is for sale. Yeah, I forgot about the Hollow app. And it took me. Oh yeah, Marky Mark does have a church app. I don't know what's on there. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to knock it, but church is for sale. And church is big business still. Churches, that's one thing it is, big business. They don't pay taxes, but they make a lot of money. Yeah, the stuff with the lasers. Oh, no, you're talking about something else. Lasers and recycling, cool stuff with nuclear? I see. Yeah, you can't compare modern stuff. You would like to think, Chernobyl was 30, 40 years ago now. You would like to think that we're more advanced technologically, like that we come up with a better nuclear situation. To be super conspiracy. If this was a tinfoil Carhartt, and maybe I need to get a little tinfoil on this or whatever, you can say, would they trigger another meltdown because they don't want to use nuclear? I don't know. If you want to be, Hollow be thy screen name. Yeah, you got an app called Hollow. I remember seeing commercials for it. But, yeah, they may. I mean, we know about false flag. I just saw some Mr. Anniversary of those trains crashing in Ohio. It was not too long ago. Remember that? Pepperidge Farm remembers. Just like, if you do want to revisit the whole 2020 era, remember all those food processing plants that went down? And then remember that there was trains crashing with all that sort of stuff. Yeah, F in the chat. Nuclear in Canada is pretty good. We don't build them fault lines or anything. Let's see. I'm not trying to be like a nuclear advocate. I'm just saying, from what I know, if there's a better option, let me know. I'm certainly not a scientist of any stretch of the imagination. What's the F for? Maybe something got censored out. Well, thank you, Paulie, for joining. That's so cool, man. So cool. Is there anything else? Because now I feel like I'm just ranting and raving. I like to keep these semi-short. Maybe I need to do more. It froze? Oh, it froze. Okay. We're probably going to get out of here pretty soon. I got to hit the gym. So I got to get this poundage off of me. But yeah, listen, I don't want to be doom and gloom stream every time we come on. I'm still positive. I'm happy about music. It's fun to make music. The pick a side era does have to end, and not just for politics, like you said. You talk about the Superman movie. I know Paulie likes the Superman movie. Still have not seen it. Still probably won't, because James Gunn style is not for me. But you want James Gunn or Zack Snyder? It's like, I just want a good Superman movie, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Everything's got to be between two sides. Like that pick. You don't like this? You have critique? You must be like this. It's like, come on, man. Stop that. Next step is cold fusion nuclear. Let's see. Cats around here brooding for you to make them food, making them wait for food. All right, feed the cat. That's what he said, talking to her. No better option yet. We're taking the worst purple route right now. Yeah, unfortunately. Unfortunately, we are in the worst route of everything. But, I mean, as far as entertainment, which is what I want to focus on, because I feel like what can we control? There's certain things we can't control. Okay, they're going to do this ID stuff. I mean, we can always come up with our own sites. There's always going to be some pirate option, right? And pirating is about to go through the roof. Pirating is about to go through. It's already been a thing forever, right? But it's about to get way more popular. There might even be pirate versions of social media. It wouldn't shock me if that happens. I'm still optimistic about the stuff I'm creating and trying to put out over the next few months and over the next few years. And I need to get my ear to the ground on a lot of independent art and media and movies and games and try to do what I didn't see done by other people, which is instead of constantly complaining about the corpos, well, there's talented motherfuckers outside the corpo system. Let's give them the spotlight they need and they deserve. You know what I'm saying? And so if I am allowed this platform to continue, that is the goal long term. Looks like One Piece with all these pirates, right? It's gonna be like One Piece. Pen pals. Seen Take My Muffin. No, I've never seen Take My Muffin. What is that, Fizz? Morse code, smoke signals. We're gonna figure something out. And it, like I said, at the internet, I'll sell tapes out of, on the street. You know what I mean? Got the out, man. Yeah, check out your Wattpad. Richard got a Wattpad. He's creating. If you are creative, keep creating, man. Don't give up. Captain Morgan. Shout out to Captain Morgan. But it's gonna be a lot of pirates. Shout out to Captain Morgan. Shout out to what's his name, Jack Sparrow. It's gonna be a lot more pirated. They want to tax us for everything. People will just drink. Apparently not. Zoomers don't drink. Good for them. That's the perfect example for Corpo's father. I never thought in a million years we would have a generation that, for the most part, doesn't drink. No matter poor, rich, whatever, people would still get their drink on. We got a generation that don't drink as much. So it just proves no brand on this earth is so hollow they can last forever. Going back to that term. No brand is so hollow that they just too big to fail, will always succeed. So if alcohol can fall off, anything can fall off. The NFL can fall off, Disney can fall off. Parties in real life parties, you gotta know who to know type shit. There's an indie adult cartoon trying to make money on crazy adventures. Going back to what was it called? The Take My Muffin. I haven't heard of it. Is it good, Fish? Let me know if it's good. Captain Snow. Nah, don't bring back parties. Not Diddy parties. Just like actual get together. Saw Pig Losi meme. Pig Losi is a Russian asset with a bottle of Smirnoff vodka. Booze don't mix well. No, booze does not mix well with SSRIs. Get-togethers. Yeah, SSRIs is rough business. They don't really mix well with anything. It's a bad dad joke. I see. Let's see. But get-togethers, parties, whatever. Human beings interacting in real life. I like it. Seen a couple episodes on YouTube. I might have to check it out. Thanks for that, man. Check it out. Take My Muffin. And I got to find more independent media. So, we got to champion independent media. Okay, the corpos are fairly good. Let's see what's replacing it. Let's push what's replacing it. Let's not just sit up there and complain, oh, this is bad. This is bad. Disney's bad. Disney sucks. Disney's woke. Oh, no. Shock face. I don't know if you can see. Wait, let me do that. Shock face. Disney's woke. Marvel's woke. I see some bitches with gigantic foreheads. Yeah, you don't have to drink. Just bring a dildo to. No, don't bring a dildo to the party. Hey, LDG, you came right at the end. That's what she said. Because I've been trying to get out of here. Oh, God, bad boys for life. Bad boys, you're a tech guy, LDG. Before we get out of here, what do you think about the end of anonymity as far as these laws with making you use ID to use social media? And some of the stuff, it's starting in the UK, but it looks like it's coming over here and starting August 13th. What is the process? YouTube is going to use AI to determine if you're an adult. If it determines you're not an adult, you need to use an ID to access everything. So that's the current thing with YouTube. which I think it'll be a little bit of time before they implement the hardcore ID or nothing. But what are your thoughts on before we get out of here? Because you're a techie guy. Anonymous free speech is the best kind of free speech and the most needed. I agree. I think these platforms are going to hurt their numbers by going this way. Yeah, did it. That one freestyle when he's talking about how the lawyers got him off is pretty crazy. They won't learn you cannot regulate the internet no matter how much you try. I think a lot of piracy is already happening, but it's about to get even crazier. And maybe even pirated social media. We're seeing a lot of people fake their accounts. They use like a video game character as the picture. So we're seeing a lot of that fake anyway. But long term, you like to think they're going to shut that down. Hey, Bob Larkey, you're here too. I appreciate you being here. Hello. Is it me you're looking for? It's been nice knowing you. Yeah, if this is the end, I think it starts August 13th, wrote a whole language. Like a programming language or like a language. Either way, that's incredibly impressive. Yeah, if this is the end, I don't know how many streams I'm going to do before they start implementing rules. If this is the end, thank you all. Thank you all for everything. Thank you all for this wild ride that's been on YouTube. Like I said, it doesn't seem like this is going to be the end yet. If I'm reading everything correctly, as far as my journey on YouTube. But long term, it may be the beginning of the end. We will see. We will see how it goes. Bad chick recently went to high school with Nikola Jokic. Said he was a lazy asshole. We kind of seems like that. That's crazy. One of the best basketball players ever doesn't even care. It should be region lot to the UK, but because everyone in the West wants these laws to be the case, unfortunately, it will not be. It will not be. Not a con leg. It's hard to speak because it's not many words. Other than I think the grammar you made up is good. Okay. Still pretty cool. No, a con leg. I've never heard of a con leg. Region lock-in with each country that wants it. That would be the smartest way to do it. We'll see how they actually implement it. Con leg stuff is interesting. One of the good things about the expanse, okay. That's pretty cool, man. Need to invent more words. Con leg is basically a homemade language, I see. County, not country. Yeah, especially once you get to the states. Certain states are going to want it, certain are not. Constructed language. Oh man, I didn't even know that was a thing. That's pretty cool. Content. Well, that's why I already had a job this whole time. That's going to be interesting. The content creator, the influencer space. A lot of them are just going to do it. They're going to figure if I was getting paid millions of dollars or even thousands of dollars, maybe my tool might be different. Because you would give your money over, you give your ID over to a job. So maybe, if I was making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month off of YouTube, I might just give them my ID because I'm like, well, but I'm not. So that's the advantage of being a small creator. Y'all didn't pay me. Y'all didn't really push my channel. Whatever I said or did to keep the shitty algorithm on, it is what it is. Like in the U.S., Philly wants ID. They can have it to themselves as a county. Yeah. That'd be even crazy. Not just bringing it out by state, but by county. But some version of that is going to have to work. I never watched Game of Thrones, but Dothraki. Okay. It's bad enough for government agents. Yeah, you got to give your info to them. Flee my country to do, yeah. Where do you go now in this crazy world? Where do you go? Long term, my only goal the rest of my life is to retire. To have something to retire to. One country west. You know what? Thailand, has its rep for lady boys and all that weird shit, but if you just want to go to a country and get more for your money and make your money last and just chill out, that's not a bad place. You know, shit. Even somewhere if you don't want to leave the country proper or leave the entire continent, Puerto Rico, which is still a part of America, still has a lower cost of living and lower taxes. Going to Ireland if America gets too bad. Never watched Game of Thrones either. Yeah, Fizz. I never got into it. But he was just using it for that the constructed language thing. Which Bob, I think it's pretty impressive. Bob made their own fucking language. Thailand has awesome medical tourism, great hospitals. Ireland going back to the trouble soon. I hope not. A lot of places are in disarray right now politically. But not all doom and gloom, man. You know, the internet, I think the internet ending or the anonymity of the internet could definitely be a good thing. Things, you know, it's a different thing, but I don't think it necessarily has to be a bad thing if you just don't use the internet. I don't think the world using the internet less is the end of the world. Yeah, people got fatigue. Yeah, we got everything fatigue right now. Everybody burnt out adrenals. UK is showing it. I couldn't tell you what it is, but it's a thumbs up. I'm assuming that's your language. How are people supposed to cut promos? Maybe, hey, you gotta do it in person. But all right, guys, we're getting close to 2 hours, hour and 40 minutes. I went way after what I wanted to. Don't get AIDS and Pattaya. Well, you're not a passport cis in Jamaica. That keeps happening. You've seen these stories of these girls going down there, raw dogging some Jamaican and getting HIV, which is wild work. In any event, I appreciate everybody watching this live. I'll try to do a stream tomorrow, if not later on tonight, depending on what all the other stuff I got to get do. Hyperstimulation is a bitch, so it's not the end of the world to get off this internet bullshit. We will see long term how long this channel lasts, depending on what's going on with the different laws. But I thank you guys for everything. If you like the video, please like the video. If you're so obliged to share and subscribe, please do that. And even if you do none of these things, thank you for watching. Thank you for your time. Good night and God bless. I'll talk to you guys later. Yeah, people should have never start doing that shit. That's the thing. I hate, thought tourism for men and women. Sexual tourism has really fucked up the perception of somebody going to one of these countries. Because I want to retire. I'm not going there for the hoes. Fuck these hoes. I just need to retire. All right, I'll talk to all you guys later. Peace.